So number one, as an empath, you have to remind yourself that I'm not responsible for other people's feelings. Now, I'm not saying this, like, again, as a license to get away with bad behavior. You do something bad, you genuinely hurt somebody, and then you say, oh, I'm not responsible. No, yes, you are. But I'm saying you're not responsible for people's feelings when you are operating in what you get to do and what is your right to do. So let me give you an example. Say, for instance, you tell somebody who's normally used to you saying yes, you tell them no. You tell them no, now they got an attitude or they feel some type of way about what you told them. The first thing I do with myself is I read myself my rights first. What is my right? It is my right to say no. It is my right to change my mind. It is my right to walk away from anything that does not serve me. That doesn't hurt anyone else. That's not causing harm to anyone else. Now, someone else not liking that I made that choice is not the same as me causing others harm. And that's what empaths need to know. Because you can feel energy, because you can feel feelings so strongly, because it feels hard or bad within you, you feel like you're doing harm. You have to know the difference. And that's why I recite what happened out loud. I remind myself of my rights out loud. And then this last part, I remind myself this, and I will tell the other person that too, because I work with young adults. If I tell you no, and you have an issue, you have an attitude, and now you don't want to speak, or now you're acting funny, I will tell them, if you can take my yes, because you done got way more yeses, this your first no, you done got a million yeses. If you can take my yes, you can take my no. Now, you can't take a no when you also get yeses from me. We need to redesign our relationship or what's going on here, because it's not going to work. So if you can take my yes, you can take my no, okay? That's what I do. But as an empath, even though you can feel a lot of feelings, at first you really need to identify if you're an empath. I think some people just think that because they're highly sensitive or because they cry a lot, they just think, oh, I'm an empathic person. Can't talk. But that doesn't mean that you're an empath. But when you are an empath, when you're sorting energy, when you're getting that stuff off you, when you're finding out what's my stuff, what's not my stuff, you have to go to your dead spot. And this is what I call it. But it's a spot that you go to where you don't make decisions based off of how you feel. You have to specifically go over the facts. Because if you let yourself be guided by the feelings that's going on, you're going to make the wrong decision. You're going to go back. You're not going to stand on the business you said you're going to stand on. You're going to go back on the boundary. You're going to bend the boundary a little bit, or you're going to say, okay, well, this is the last time. No, because you'll be on your 1,000th time talking about this is the last time. You have to stay grounded in what you're saying. So when you get in that dead spot and you go over the scenario, okay, I've told this person yes this time. I've told this person yes this time. Now I told this person no, and they're making it seem like I'm the worst person ever. You got to read your rights. Don't I have the right to say no? Yes, you do. End of discussion. Any other discomfort that I feel, I just allow it to sit there. It's the cost of being honest. It's the cost of being an individual. It just is. But everything that feels wrong ain't wrong. You understand? And everything that looks right ain't right. It may look like the right thing to do to just keep telling people yes, just keep giving people what they want, and them singing your praises in your face. But these people are still talking about you. These people are still not your people. And low key in the back of your mind, you know that. That's why you're afraid to say no. That's why you're afraid to set boundaries. That's why you're afraid to be honest, because you know if you were inconvenienced at any point or at all, you would be removed. You would be discarded. You would be replaced. You know in the back of your mind you're only in these people's lives because of the value that you're giving them. And the value that you offer is yes. The value that you offer is always available. The value that you offer is that you will go back on your word. You will make sure that you keep your word to them before you do to you. And if you do not learn how to discipline your feelings, I'm telling you, whatever your greatest strength is will require the most discipline, because it will be your undoing. If your heart is your greatest strength, not managing that well will take you out, will change who you are. You understand? If you have to manage it, and you have to say, you know what? I'm okay with people not liking me. You have to be okay with that. And being okay with that is understanding that in many cases, there's nothing you can do for some people to like you. And for those who love you, there's not much you can do that would stop them from loving you.